TGIF sports fans, thank goodness it's Friday. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Memo Wager Talk Show family affair in which we're making sports betting history as never before. On any panel has there been forum family members. Let me bring them on. I'm honored to be here with the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, Ralph Michaels, Jeff Michaels. Let me say an individual good morning. Good morning, Dionne. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Happy to be here with you guys today.
Happy to have you down the hall. My good friend, Ralph Michaels. How are you today, sir?
Doing great. Huge Friday. 100-some college basketball games, college football, NBA, NHL. What else can you ask for?
A sports and sports bettor's dream. My goodness. Great. Ralph said it. It's a great Friday, a huge Friday. Good morning, Jeff Michaels. How are you today?
Good morning. Yeah, exciting Friday and a lot to look forward to this weekend. So we're excited to break down some of these football games moving forward this weekend. Great
stuff. Great panel. Now, sports fans, we have quite a bit in store for you today. We have a 4-team Underdog Moneyline Parlay and then our best bet segment. But first, guys, a couple of quick announcements. Sports fans, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss any of Sports Memo TV's amazing content. Secondly, and this is one of your favorite parts of the show, guys, we know over at Sports Memo and Wager Talk that saving your money just as good as making your money. The customer appreciation you receive from us is unrivaled. Couple of quick discounts I want to make you aware of. First of all, over at Sports Memo, 3 $2 Tuesday featured cappers. Joe D'Amico, Dan Kaiser, Kevin Thomas. We each have 5% plays still available. All three are NFL plays. They're not the same games. I promise you that. After the show, go over to Sports Memo, $2 a piece, or the steal, I should say the deal of the century. All three big winners for just $5. Then we've got something that's really great, and we have the greatest support staff in the world. No matter how much talent you have on the field, you're only as good as your front office, your fans, and the coaching staff. And we've got the best staff in the business over in Detroit. And they told me to tell you 7 days all access pass, $69. Use code MEMO7 at Sports Memo upon checkout. Guys, real quick, we're going to start off with our very popular Underdog Moneyline Parlay. Let's start with the pen himself, Ralph Michaels. Ralph, the floor is yours.
Well, we don't know if there's going to be a touchdown scored in the Minnesota-Iowa game. Obviously, it's the Underdog Parlay, so you know I'm going with the Underdog Iowa Hawkeyes. Yeah, their offense is averaging 251 yards per game, but their defense has been absolutely amazing in the last 4 weeks. They are holding foes to 172 yards under what they normally average. They've won the turnover battle in the last 8 weeks, all but 1 week. Minnesota, you have Tanner Morgan with a 7-5 ratio. It's been banged up a couple times. You've gone to Athen K when he's been out. But really, I look at Iowa, and yes, they lost 3 Big Ten games, but those were at Illinois, the leader in the division, against Ohio State, the leader in the division, Michigan, the number 2 team in the division. I have faith that this defense is going to do what it does. Minnesota, on the flip side, the defense has performed well lately, but that's because of the scheduling, not because of the talent. They played Rutgers. They were on the road at Nebraska with windy conditions, and then they played Northwestern. Hawkeyes, leg number 1 of the Underdog Moneyline Parlay.
Great stuff from Ralph Michaels. Guys, he says Iowa Hawkeyes, leg 1 of the Moneyline Parlay. Let's keep this Moneyline Underdog Parlay train rolling. Let's go over to Dionne D'Amico. Dionne, give us your take.
Thank you. Guys, one of the most pleasant surprises during the college football campaign has been the UConn Huskies. In my opinion, Jim Mora deserves to be at least considered for Coach of the Year. This is a team that, due to injury, started the season 1-4, with those 4 losses coming against the likes of Utah State, Syracuse, Michigan, and NC State, all while their offense was absolutely decimated by injuries. But since October, when they began to get healthy, they had rattled off 5 wins over 6 outings. And I know this is an Underdog Moneyline play, but as far as getting bettors paid, they are also riding a 7-game ATS hot streak. They're running hot since their mid-October heartbreaking loss to Ball State. They have now rattled off 3 consecutive victories, 2 of which they were heavy underdogs against the Boston College Eagles and the Liberty Flames. This has been a very disappointing season for the Army Black Knights. Right now, they're just 3-6 and surrendered the Commanders-in-Chief Award to the Air Force Falcons this season. Granted, if they win out their final 3 contests, they will then be bowl eligible. So they do have a lot to play for right now. However, while once again this season they own a powerful rushing attack, their defense has been putting in overtime and has absolutely been overworked. And by the way, they also cough up the ball quite a bit. And they have to face a very good Huskies defense that has snagged 12 takeaways already. And they can't stop the run, ranking 117th against the rush. Well, in comes a Connecticut offense that averages 190 yards per game on the ground.
Wow.
The Huskies, they can exploit the Black Knights on the ground and also have their share of time of possession here, keeping Army's offense off the field. UConn has faced and beaten stronger teams than Army, guys, and this is why they are my play this week for my Underdog Moneyline bet.
The First Lady of Las Vegas says take the UConn Huskies plus 300. And guys, after Dionne D'Amico gave out the Washington Commanders last week on this segment, plus 400, I'd listen to her. She's a winner. Speaking of winners, Jeff Michaels, give us your take. Underdog Moneyline Parlay.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I'm looking at a big one this weekend. I'm looking at an SEC upset. I'm looking at Western Kentucky taking down Auburn, and there's been a lot of line movement here to show that some of the money's coming in on Western Kentucky. But I'm looking at an Auburn team that's sitting in a potential massive look-ahead spot. I mean, they're in a dangerous situation where they may not be bowl eligible if they don't win their last two games. But it's very easy to overlook a Western Kentucky team when you also have Alabama to think about in the two teams that you have to beat to make bowl eligibility. You know, so Western Kentucky has gotten it done pretty much on both sides of the ball, but their offense has just been absolutely explosive this season. They're the fourth best passing team in the nation, and they're putting up 84 yards above what opposing defenses are allowing on average. But that number jumps up to 117 yards above that season average for the defense when playing on their home field. And they do possess a decent rushing game too, which keeps things balanced and keeps things open to exploit things with that passing game from Western Kentucky. And their defense has played well against the rush too, which is something that Auburn has pretty much relied on, at least for the last 2 weeks. You know, they can stack the box and force them to throw the ball. Auburn's completion percentage over the last 2 weeks is just 37%. And they've thrown for just 135 yards combined in the last two games. All season, though, their offense has posted just 23 points per game. And Western Kentucky, 8-0 against the spread as a dog of 7 points or less. But the significance of that in a money line parlay like this, they're winning those games on average straight up by nearly 6 points, taking on an Auburn team that has lost 5 of their last 6 games and 2 out of their last 3 at home. So I'm going Western Kentucky to upset the SEC this weekend.
Great stuff from Jeff Michaels, who says the Hilltoppers take them plus the 190. Gotta love it, Jeff. Let me keep this train a-rolling, my friends. Very excited about this. My friends, this Sunday in a battle between two AFC West combatants that both had high hopes for the season, I think we'd all agree. Both have fallen way short of expectations. I want to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. My friends, both Las Vegas and Denver came into this season thinking they were playoff contenders. Well, as we pass the halfway point of the regular season campaign, they are a combined 5-13. Sports fans, it would take a miracle for either one of these teams to make the postseason. Anything's possible. I'm saying it would take a miracle, guys. However, being a resident of Las Vegas for 32 years, I know this Raiders team. I admit it. I have made quite a bit of money this season going against them. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Last week with the Colts, Dionne and I were at the game. We were dressed in silver and black, and I was rooting secretly for the Colts. But I will say this. However, now knowing that their postseason hopes are basically non-existent takes a lot of pressure off the Raiders. As far as the Broncos go, guys, no matter how good your defense is, it just can't compensate for an offense that scores less than 15 points a game. Having said that, one of the few bright spots over the last few seasons for the Las Vegas team is that they've dominated Denver. Going back to 2018, they've taken 7 of the last 8 meetings straight up. Just since the beginning of last season, they've won all 3 matchups over their division rival. As tough as Denver is, Vegas have manhandled them, guys. They really have. Going back to last season, they've really manhandled them. Beating Denver is something that Las Vegas head coach Josh McDaniels guys, he takes a lot of joy in doing. He was tossed aside, if you recall, from the team more than a decade ago. And trust me, this is a game that he and his squad can let their frustrations out. As I mentioned earlier, doesn't matter how good your defense is when your offense can only muster a dismal 14.6 a game. Eventually, your stop unit is going to get overworked, fatigued, and tired. I look for Vegas to take advantage of a spent Denver D year and get a well-needed win while earning their head coach a little bit of payback. That's why my underdog money line play this week is our very own Las Vegas Raiders. Let me bring everybody up there. We're going to go through the tally right now, my friends. My good buddy Ralph Michael said the Iowa Hawkeyes plus 120. Dionne D'Amico said Connecticut Huskies plus 300. Jeff said the Hilltoppers, Western Kentucky plus 190. And Joe D said the Las Vegas Raiders plus 125. My friends, a $100 wager on these 4 teams will bring you back a profit of $5,642. And that's nothing to sneeze about, guys. My friends, if you miss any portion of our show, we will run down the games at the end of the next segment. Not a problem there. We're going to go to our best bet segment, which has really become a really, really exciting portion of the show because our cappers, our contributors, are doing a great job. So having said that, let's start with our Wager Talk Show and Ralph Michaels. Guys, numbers don't lie, and I say it every week on the show because it is true. You know, Ralph's been doing this for many years, and he's been winning for many years. I've seen people come and go, especially with the immersion of social media, come and go, come and go, come and go. Very few that last as long as Ralph lasted, and even fewer that win consistently like Ralph Michaels does. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing, and he's got another free best bet for you. Ralph, the floor is yours.
Well, guys, if you ever wanted to try a package, this is the week. Birthday 33 is a code that'll save you 33% off any all-sport, all-access package, 7 days or higher. So you can get a 7-day package for $66, a 30-day package for $199, or a 90-day or a 365-day package. Check out the leaderboard at Wager Talk. Number 1 in profit the last 30 days. NFL on a 15-3 run. And I have my first NFL 5% regular season side play since December 2020. 23 months it's been since I've had a 5% NFL play in the regular season. Check it out, wagertalk.com. Best bet, I'm going to go with K-State over West Virginia. Yes, West Virginia got the win. Now they sit at 4-6. A lot of pressure to win out, to try to get to a bowl. They've been to a bowl 18 times the last 20 years. That makes JT Daniels or Garrett Green play with a lot of pressure. Garrett Green did come in last week, a 12-22 performance. Didn't impress me. If they do go to the young quarterback, he'll be making his first start against a very good and disciplined Kansas State defense. West Virginia, over the last 6 weeks, has been outgained by 132 yards, 90 yards, 312 yards, 64 yards, 191 yards, and 20 yards. They've been abysmal. The wins in that stretch, Baylor. Oh, yeah, I actually had Baylor that game. Remember, Baylor's quarterback got hurt, and they lost their best defender for most of the second half, and then the comeback against Oklahoma. K-State, again, efficient. Adrian Martinez, Will Howard have combined for a 15-2 ratio. You have a rushing attack averaging 5.3 yards per carry and over 215 yards per game. They've already gone to Oklahoma and won. They've already gone to Iowa State and won. And last game against Baylor, 405 to 306 edge, a 99-yard edge. Not quite as dominant as the 31-3 score, but they keep their opponents out of the end zone. The K-State Wildcats, my best bet.
You did, Joe.
Ralph Michaels says the K-State Wildcats is his best bet. He's like E.F. Hutton. When he talks, you better listen. Number 1, 30 days over at Wager Talk and Profit. Numbers don't lie. He's got some great discounts. After the show, be sure to go to Wager Talk. Take advantage of the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. Follow Ralph. You're going to follow him to the bank. Let's keep this trainer rolling, guys. Dionne D'Amico is not on 1 leaderboard. She's not on 2 sport leaderboards. She's not on 3 sport leaderboards. She's on 4 sport leaderboards over at Sports. Actually, I'm a little bit jealous. I'm just glad there's a D'Amico up there all the time. Guys, plus the last 7 days, she's number 1. profits percentage over at Sports Memo, killing it the last 30 days. She's going to tell you what she's been doing, what she's going to be doing on the premium side. She's got another free best bet. She swept the board last week here on the Family Affairs Show. Dionne, the floor is yours.
Thank you. As Joe did mention, I am all over the leaderboards over at Sports Memo. Along with all of the other great guys over there, you do see Dionne D'Amico on the NFL leaderboard, the NCAA football leaderboard, the NBA leaderboard, the NHL leaderboard. And as a matter of fact, I rank number 1 at Sports Memo overall as well the last 7 days, as $100 bettors are up $1,740. This is an ideal time to follow me with an all sports discounted package, whether it be that 7-day all access for $69 or perhaps a longer term package for an even bigger savings. Just this upcoming weekend, I will have big game winners in NHL, NCAAF, NBA, NCAA basketball, and NHL. So make sure you head on over there and pick up some of those great discounts that we have going on right now. And for my best bet today, guys, you know, a month and a half ago, not even Michigan State thought that they had a chance at a bowl game. But here we are, approaching the end of the regular season, and the Spartans need just one more victory to earn bowl eligibility. They have won 3 of their last 4 games straight up, splitting those 4 out against the spread. But with their next contest on the road against Penn State, this is the game they have to win to absolutely ensure themselves a bowl appearance. And what better team to face than Indiana? The Hoosiers are on a 7-game straight up losing streak and are a dismal 2-7 ATS their last 9. They're not just losing, they're finding new and improved ways to lose, and are getting absolutely crushed in the process. I mean, I'll admit, MSU's offense isn't the most explosive, but however, when you're facing a defense that ranks amongst the worst in the college football in every major category, they will have no problem scoring. You know, Indiana's stats defensively are bad enough, but when you look at their offensive numbers, things go from bad to worse. This is a team averaging just 22.4 points per game. Granted, Michigan State only averages a few more points per game, but their defense is much stronger. To give the Spartans a little extra motivation, this is their home finale, and they would love nothing more than to get a very big blowout victory in front of all of their loyal fans and followers at Spartan Stadium. Once again, they do know that their last regular season outing will be on the road at Penn State, so they can't take any chances for bowl eligibility. They must get a big win here. The Hoosiers, they are 0-6 ATS the last 6 games played on the road, 4-12 ATS the last 16 games played against conference opponents, and 5-18 ATS the last 23 overall. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the points and go Sparty.
The first lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, she made me laugh, says go Spartans this week. Guys, she swept the board here on the Family Affair Show. 4 different sport leaderboards. She's a top last 7 days, number 1. After the show, she's the perfect capper to follow for that all sports discount. 7 days, $69. Memo 7 upon checkout, because you're going to get 5 sports from her right now. I'm surprised you're not on all 5 sport leaderboards right now, Dionne. But the week ain't over yet, guys. I'm very honored that I get to share a lot of panels with my good friend Jeff Michaels. He's become a fan favorite. He's a favorite of us here at Sports Memo and Wager Talk, because he just does such solid work. He's without a doubt one of the sharpest minds in sports betting today. You don't believe me? He's doing a lot of writing for Wager Talk and Sports Memo as well. You can read what he writes. But you know what you should do? Go check out his numbers, because numbers don't lie. Not only is one of the sharpest minds in sports betting today, he's one of the most successful. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing. He's got another free best bet for you. Jeff Michaels, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, I'm passing on football action today, but hey, that 15-3 run that my dad's on in football, how about must run in the family? We're on a 15-3 run actually in college basketball on Sports Memo over here. Number 1 in the last 7 days in college basketball, and number 1 in the last 7 days in all basketball action combined. I already have 3 college basketball plays up and loaded for today, and you will be getting at least 1 NBA play in that pack as well as my college football action that'll be posted today as well, looking ahead into the weekend. But as far as my best bet goes, guys, it looks like Dionne took a page out of Dan Kaiser's book, maybe with some Michigan State, and I think Dr. Chuck may like the Cincinnati Bengals -4 points this week over the Steelers. Obviously I'm a Browns fan, but at the beginning of the year, this AFC North was just tough to watch. Cincinnati started the season out with back-to-back losses, a major swing from last year, and Pittsburgh started out the season rough as well, but they're still pretty much on that same streak. Cincinnati has pretty much returned back to form to at least some extent. They're 5-2 in their last 7 games, and they're 6-1 against the spread over that stretch. While Pittsburgh's 3-6 on the season so far. And, Joe kind of said it earlier. He said it's hard to win a game when you're averaging under 15 points per game. Well, Pittsburgh's not quite there. Not much better, though. Massive shift from last season. We knew we were going to see some changes, obviously, at the quarterback position and some of those wide receivers that left. But Pittsburgh's offense is averaging under 16 points per game. And they're just 2-2 this season at home, which is where they usually play their best ball. Their offense is playing better at home, but their defense is actually playing worse. And we've seen, obviously, in recent weeks, Cincinnati take advantage of some bad defenses. They had a bye week last week, so they had a little extra time to rest some of their injuries. But if you remember, prior to that, 42-21 demolition of the Panthers, and Joe Mixon went off. They had a whole week to think about how they were going to repeat that. And they have to have some revenge on their mind. This is a must win if they want to have a winning record in the division. They lost the first 3 games against every one of their divisional opponents so far. And week 1, they lost against Pittsburgh in overtime. They got to be thinking about wanting to bounce back from that and taking advantage of a bad passing defense. They're 11-2 against the spread against teams allowing 235 yards or more through the air. They're winning those games by double digits. And even though Pittsburgh is getting some of their potential injury pieces back on defense, it's going to take some time to click. And some of those pieces like TJ Watt, are not as necessary in the passing defense, which is what's going to be necessary this week, really, to shut down Burrow and those wide receivers. But I really think that their lack of offense is going to be their demise this week. So give me Bengals minus the points.
Sports fans, did I tell you one of the sharpest minds in sports betting today? Jeff, what we come to expect from you, another great breakdown. Jeff Michaels says the Bengals minus the points is a winner, and he's a winner. So go follow him, and you don't believe me, numbers don't lie. Go over to Sports Family after the show. Take advantage of the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. Now, guys, I'm going to close out the best bet segment. If you miss any portion of the show, we'll run down all of our plays again at the end of the show, and then get some closing thoughts and comments from our all-star panel. So let me take the lead on this one, guys. My NBA guys have been number 1 and number 2 in every major category since the season tipped off, since day 1. I'm a 6-time college basketball handicapping champion. I will have winners in both posted at Sports Memo straight through the weekend. I love some matchups tomorrow, Saturday, I should say, in college basketball, and through the weekend in NBA. Also, my NFL isn't just heating up. It is absolutely on fire. I'm scorching bookmakers, 15-6 overall, already 2-0 this week, Monday and Thursday, both won for you. 12-time NFL top capper. This is a time of year you must follow a proven winner. My $2 Tuesday release is still available, guys. 23-6 NFL high roller. These are normally plays that I reserve for my personal clients that can move a minimum of $10,000 a game, but I wanted everybody, no matter the denomination you play, to get a big one in the NFL this weekend. Guys, go get it for $2. Even more importantly, follow me, Kevin, and Dan over at Sports Memo, all 3 big $2 Tuesday cappers for just $5. Also, just to let you know, I will have my highest and most explosive college and pro football weekend card for this season thus far, going up between this afternoon, which is Friday afternoon, and Saturday morning. You'll get both. There's going to be some big game winners, maybe even a couple of games of the month or 2. So now, as far as my best bet goes, adjust the volumes because I'm very excited. My friends, with the victory this week, sports fans, Tennessee can secure a 10-win season for the first time in over 15 years. But more importantly, guys, the 5th-ranked Volunteers are right outside the college football playoff bubble. The Bulldogs, the Buckeyes, the Wolverines, and the Horned Frogs are all ranked in front of them, and they're all undefeated. As we all know, anything can happen at the end of a college football regular season. And this year, more than ever, I feel, in my opinion, these teams need to impress the pollsters by running up scores and keeping their foot on the gas. If last week's 66-24 thumping let me repeat that, thumping of Missouri will be any sign of what Tennessee is going to do this week to South Carolina. Laying this type of wood, guys, isn't going to be a problem. Last October, the Vols took down the Gamecocks 45-20 to give them their third consecutive win and their fourth consecutive cover in this rivalry. I got to tell you guys, UT is much better on both sides of the ball this season than a season ago. They're ranked number one in the country in scoring, 47.4 points per game, as they're equally strong on the ground as well as in the air. Granted, South Carolina, pretty good against the pass, but they rank 113th nationally against the run. And that is where UT will do most of their damage and eventually open up their passing game. Let's face it, we all know the Gamecocks are handicapped offensively. Couldn't help myself, guys. Not only do they score less than 28 a game, they also commit a lot of turnovers. This does not bode well when you're dealing with a very nasty Vols D. There's no way South Carolina is going to be able to move the chains here, let alone get into the end zone. I look for Tennessee to really put their stamp on the season, let the pollsters know that their loss against Georgia was just that, a loss against the top team in the country, and look for them to keep their name in the CFP playoff picture. The Volunteers, 8-2-1 ATS the last 11 at the Gamecocks, 4-1 ATS the last 5 versus conference opponents, 5-1 ATS the last 6 overall. Guys, just to get a little remembrance here, this is a team that's already covered lines of 37, 47.5, 38.5, and 18.5 this season, and some of those opponents were pretty darn good. Lay the wood with Tennessee and take your bookmakers' money. Let me bring our panel back. We're going to run down the Underdog Moneyline Parlay, run down the best bets, get some closing thoughts and comments from everybody, then get out of here in time enough for you to take advantage of all these free winners you got from this all-star panel. For our Underdog Moneyline Parlay, Ralph Michael says the Iowa Hawkeyes plus 120. Dionne D'Amico said the Connecticut Huskies plus 300. Jeff Michael said the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers plus 190. And Joe D said the Las Vegas Raiders plus 125, a $100 wager brings you back a profit of $5,642. Let's go to our best bet, my friends. My best bets, our best bets. Ralph said K-State, Kansas State Wildcats minus 7.5. The first lay of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico said Michigan State Spartans, go Sparty. I think she said minus 10. Jeff Michaels doing great work at Sports Memo said Cincinnati Bengals minus 4. And Joe D says the Tennessee Volunteers keep their name in the playoff picture, minus 22. Let me go around the horn real quick, get some closing thoughts and comments from every one of our panel. Get on out of here so you can get advantage of these big winners. Dionne D'Amico, closing thoughts and comments.
Yeah, I am all over the leaderboard, so this is the perfect time to go ahead and use that discount that we have going on over at Sports Memo right now. You can get 7 days, all-inclusive, all package for just $69. All you have to do is use code MEMO7 upon checkout. I do have some big plays going up already for this weekend by tonight, so jump on those before this discount goes away, because it's a wonderful deal right now that we have going on. Also, head on over to Wager Talk and pick up Ralph's package special that he has going on for 33% off to celebrate his birthday. And I would like to wish Ralph a very, very happy birthday, and may all your dreams and wishes come true, and have a very happy, healthy, and great week, and good luck on all of your weekend winners.
God, I love her, but she took my sign off. Ralph Michaels, closing thoughts and comments from you, sir.
All good. Birthday 33. And remember, if you bet the Bills and Browns, 90% most likely your bet has been canceled. Make sure to rebet it.
Great stuff from Ralph Michaels. Jeff Michaels, closing thoughts and comments.
Yep, I was gonna say it too. Happy early birthday to you, Dad. I'm sure we'll talk again this weekend. But guys, after you go use that code to grab his package over there at Wager Talk, make sure you use that Memo 7 package over on our side too. Running hot in college basketball. Got at least 4 plays on the hardwood for you today, plus a full football card this weekend. Gives you the perfect opportunity to grab it and get it all at once. So make sure you guys go check that out.
My friends, before we close on out of here, to our good dear friend Ralph Michaels, from everybody at Sports Memo Wager Talk and everybody out there that loves you, may all your wishes come true. May your birthday be filled with health, happiness, peace, and laughter. And God bless, Ralph, because you certainly deserve it. We love you. Happy birthday. God bless. Now, guys, it's time to head on out of here. Thank you for tuning into the Family Affair Show. We come to you every Friday morning with tons of free winners and a few surprises too. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of the Sports Memo TV or the Wager Talk TV content, guys. We are unrivaled, best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet, and the best customer appreciation discounts in the business. My friends, it's time to go. On behalf of the family, Sports Memo, and Wager Talk, everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.